Hello my dear all students, welcome back to our channel Gyan Manji Online Education. So my dear all students, in our last lecture we had started our second story of our second unit, The Sound of Music. So in our this story we will go with the another musical instrumental, and that is the Shehnai. So we know that what is the difference between Pungi and what is the Shehnai. So you can see on your screen that how the Pungi looks and how the Shehnai looks, right? So in our last lecture we ended up with that topic, that portion specific, that Bismillah Khan, whose specially family background was connected with musicians, right? So when he was 5 years old, from that time he was very used to go to the proper temple. Which temple he went? Nearby Bihariji temple to sing the Bhojpuri Chaita. So that kind of portion we ended up, that what is the family background he had. So his father and his grandfather were also belonging to musical background. Next paragraph. The young boy took to music early in life. At the age of 3, when his mother took him to his maternal uncle's house in Banaras, now it is known as Varanasi, Bismillah was fascinated watching his uncles practice the Shehnai. So here the young boy Bismillah Khan, who was 3 years old, and his mother took him to his uncle's home, and also his uncle was also belonging to this musical, especially this Shehnai. He was playing Shehnai. We will go further. In Banaras, he took at his uncle's home. Bismillah was fascinated watching his uncles practice the Shehnai. So his uncle was playing Shehnai, and he was watching that playing. Whenever his uncle played that musical instrumental Shehnai, on that time he watched it very carefully, that how my uncle is playing that Shehnai, because he had that kind of interest to play that musical instrumental Shehnai. Soon Bismillah started accompanying his uncle Alibaks to the Vishnu temple of Banarasa, where Baks was employed to play the Shehnai. So here soon Bismillah started accompanied his uncle Alibaks. His uncle's name Alibaks, and he accompanied his uncle to play the Shehnai. Alibaks would play the Shehnai, and Bismillah would sit captivated for hours on end. So Bismillah Khan accompanied to his uncle, and whenever his uncle played that Shehnai on that time, he just sat. Slowly he started getting lessons in playing the instrument and would sit practicing throughout the day. So by seeing this, whenever Bismillah Khan saw his uncle playing that Shehnai on that time, however the play was there, however his uncle played that musical instrumental, Bismillah Khan got the lessons from that play, right? So whenever we saw any particular thing for so many times, so it is our lesson. So we can get so many things as a lesson. So here also Bismillah Khan saw so many times whenever his uncle played that Shehnai, so he got some lessons from that. He started getting lessons and playing the instrument and would sit practicing throughout the day. So whatever he got, whatever he saw, he did practice on it. So nearby means the very little thing he observed. Bismillah Khan observed very little thing while playing the Shehnai. So he then practiced throughout the day. For years to come, the temple of Balaji and Mangala Maiya and the banks of the Ganga became the young apprentice's favorite haunts where he could practice in solitude. So whenever he want to practice, for years to come, the temple of Balaji and Mangala Maiya. So he came here to do practice, and the banks of the Ganga became the young apprentice's favorite haunts where he could practice in solitude. So here he came and practiced. The flowing waters of the Ganga inspired him to improvise and invent rags that were earlier considered to be beyond the range of the Shehnai. So here whenever he came at the bank of the Ganga, the river of the Ganga, our holy river Ganga, it becomes very positive or inspiration for Bismillah Khan. So here the flowing waters of the Ganga, whenever he saw the flows of water in the Ganga, so it became the inspiration for Bismillah Khan, and it to improvise and invert rags. So whenever he saw that kind of things, means the flow of water in the holy Ganga river, on that time it becomes his inspiration, and he could improve himself and invert rag that were earlier considered to be beyond the range of the Shehnai. So he could go very deep in that rag, and also he could sing or play, not sing, but he could play that Shehnai good and good, more and more. Next, at the age of 14, Bismillah accompanied his uncle to the Allahabad Music Conference. At the end of his recital, Ustad Fayaz Khan patted the young boy's back and said, "Work hard and you shall make it." With the opening of the All India Radio in Lucknow in 1938 came Bismillah's big break. So when did he give his first break? So in 1938, All India Radio in the Lucknow, Bismillah, he got his first break, his big break. So at the age of 14, Bismillah accompanied his uncle. So to at the Allahabad Music Conference. So at the end of his recital, Ustad Fayaz Khan patted the young boy's back. Means he just gave some that yes beta, very good, you did very good, or in other words, yes beta, you will do your best. So here Ustad Fayaz Khan pat the young boy's back and said, what did he say? What did Fayaz Khan say by patting his back? Work hard and you shall make it. And with the opening of the All India Radio in Lucknow in 1938 came Bismillah's big break. So when did Bismillah Khan get his big break? So in 1938, with the opening of the All India Radio in Lucknow, he got his first big break. Means he got the chance to play the Shehnai on All India Radio, right? So he soon became an often heard Shehnai player on radio. So how did he know that All India Radio in he soon became an very often heard Shehnai player on the radio. When India gained independence on 15th August 1947, Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to greet the nation with his Shehnai. So when our country got independent on 15th August 1947, on that day Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to greet the nation with his Shehnai. He poured his heart out into Rag Kafi from the Red Fort to an audience which included Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who later gave his famous Trust with Destiny speech. So on that very great occasion when we got our independence, on that day Bismillah Khan got the very big crack, means he got that kind of opportunity to play his musical instrumental Shehnai in front of all the people. And also Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was there, and later he gave the speech Trust with Destiny. Nehru ji gave the speech. Bismillah Khan has given many memorable performances both in India and abroad. Now Bismillah Khan, he was famous not only in India but all over the world. So his journey was about India as well as in abroad. So Bismillah Khan has given many memorable performances both in India and abroad. His first trip abroad was to Afghanistan, where King Zahir Shah was so taken in by the maestro that he gifted him priceless Persian cups and other souvenirs. So he got that kind of chances, and he gave his performances all over India as well as abroad. So his first trip in abroad was to Afghanistan, where King Zahir Shah, he was the king in Afghanistan, and he was taken in by the maestro that he gifted him priceless Persian cups and other souvenirs. The king of Afghanistan was not the only one to be fascinated with Bismillah's music. All the people of all the country were very much connected with Bismillah's music. All the people were fascinated with Bismillah Khan's music. Film director Vijay Bhatt was so impressed after hearing Bismillah play at a festival that he named a film after the instrumental called Gunj Uthi Shehnai. So here also film industry is also involved with Bismillah's life. How? So not just only king and other people were fascinated with his music, but also film director Vijay Bhatt was so impressed after hearing Bismillah's music. So whenever he played Shehnai, so Bismillah played at a festival that he named a film after the instrumental called Gunj Uthi Shehnai. So he gave that name. The film was a hit. So when he sang that song with the help of that Shehnai, means whenever he gave the music of Shahnai, so it became very hit. And one of Bismillah Khan's compositions, so here we have that composition, one of them, Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya. So it is that kind of composition. He also gave that kind of names also. Turned out to be a nationwide chart buster. Means it was outstanding. It became very hit. Despite this huge success in the celluloid world, Bismillah Khan's ventures in film music were limited to two: Vijay Bhatt's Gunj Uthi Shehnai and Vikram Srinivas' Kannada venture, Sannadhi Appanna. I just can't come to terms with the artificially and glamour of the film world, he says with emphasis. So here whenever he told this kind of things, despite this huge success in the celluloid world, Bismillah Khan's ventures in film music were limited to two. How he was limited to two? Vijay Bhatt's Gunj Uthi Shehnai, it was chartbuster. It was that kind of hit. And Vikram Srinivas' Kannada venture. And here Sannadhi Appanna. I just can't come to terms with the artificially and glamour of the film world, he says with emphasis. So he was that kind of man. So he gave that kind of words also and music also, right? Awards and recognition came thick and fast. Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to be invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America. He also took part in the World Exposition in Montreal. So here talking about the awards, how his work, first of all we talked about how his work, then which kind of things he did for our nation as well as for abroad also, and how his prestigious was that. So awards and recognition came thick and fast. Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to be invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America. So he was the first person as an Indian who was invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in the USA. He was the first Indian. So it's very good for us. We should be proud for that. He also took part in the World Exposition in Montreal, in the Cannes Art Festival and in the Osaka Trade Fair. So how did his fame was there? How did he get his fame? All over the world, not in all over India, but it's all about the world. He also took part in World Exposition in Montreal, in the Cannes Art Festival also, and in the Osaka Trade Fair. So well known did he become internationally that an auditorium in Tehran was named after him. Tahar Mosik Ustad Bismillah Khan. So in that auditorium it was named as Tahar Mosik Ustad Bismillah Khan. So it's very proud thing for us because he's Indian. National awards like the Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan and the Padma Vibhushan were conferred on him. Means it was given to him national awards. Which kind of awards did he get from the India? So national awards like the Padma Shri, the Padma Vibhushan and the Padma Bhushan and the Padma Vibhushan were conferred on him. In 2001, Ustad Bismillah Khan was awarded India's highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna, with the covered award resting on his chest and his eyes glinting with rare happiness, he said. So here it was that time, it was that moment when he got that award, India's highest civilian award, and that award was the Bharat Ratna. When in 2001 he got that award, and when he got that award with the covered award resting on his chest and his eyes glinting with rare happiness, and he said when he got that award he was that kind of emotional, right? And what did he say? All I would like to say is teach your children music. This is Hindustan's richest tradition. Even the West is now coming to learn our music, because our Hindustan's richest tradition is our music, our classical music, right? So we should know about this. So he told to everyone that teach your children music, because this is our country's, Hindustan's richest tradition. So every student or every child must learn about our tradition. If he or she is not able to if you are not able to teach your child like this, but you have to inform your child about our own tradition, right? Our Hindustan's tradition, that which kind of tradition we have in our country. Even the West is now coming to learn our music. Means West side countries, they are following our tradition, that they are playing our musical instrumental, as well as they are following our traditionals. So if they are following our tradition, so why we don't? So we know we have to follow our tradition, or we have to follow whatever we are, whatever we have, right? In spite of having traveled all over the world, Khan Sahib, as he is fondly called, is exceedingly fond of Banaras and Dumrao, and they remained for him the most wonderful towns of the world. In spite of having traveled all over the world, Khan Sahib means he is fondly called exceedingly fond of Banarasa and Dumrao, and they remain for him the most wonderful towns of the world. So he never traveled all over the world, because he was feeling very attached with these two towns, Banarasa and Dumrao. A student of his once wanted him to had a Shehnai school in the USA, and the student promised to recreate the atmosphere of Benares by replacing the temples there. So here his one student was there. So what did he say? A student of his once wanted him. He wanted Bismillah Khan. He wanted him to have a Shehnai school in the USA. He wanted that school in USA, and the student promised to recreate the atmosphere of Banarasa by replacing the temples there. So that student promised Bismillah Khan that he will recreate the same atmosphere. Whatever the atmosphere was there in Banarasa, he will create that kind of atmosphere in USA, and he will also replacing the temple there. Whatever the temple was there in Banaras, he will definitely recreate the as temple as in USA. But Khan Sahib asked him. So here listen very carefully. But Khan Sahib asked him. So here Bismillah Khan asked that student if he would be able to transport river Ganga as well. So here that student, particular student, he could build that temple, whatever the temple was there in Banaras, he could build that temple in USA. But here Bismillah Khan told him, if you can transport or if you can able to transport that river Ganga, our holy river Ganga, can you transport it from India, means from Banarasa to USA? So he had not any answer, of course. So we could come to know that how he was very connected, Bismillah Khan was very connected with Banarasa. Later he is remembered to have said that is why whenever I am in a foreign country, I keep yearning to see Hindustan. While in Mumbai, I think of only Banaras and the holy Ganga. So whenever he was traveling over a country, all over the world, later he is remembered to have said. He was remembered whatever he said. What did he say? That is why whenever I am in foreign country, whenever Bismillah Khan was in the foreign country, I keep yearning to see Hindustan. Why he wanted to see Hindustan? Especially while in Mumbai, I think of only Banaras and the holy Ganga, just because of Banaras and our very holy river Ganga. And while in Banaras, I miss the unique math of Dumra. So he also missed that math in Dumra because it was very unique. So Ustad Bismillah Khan's life is a perfect example of the rich cultural heritage of India, because he was belonging to our own country, India, our Hindustan. One that effortlessly accepts that a devout Muslim like him can very naturally play the Shehnai every morning at the Kashi Vishwanath temple. So by religion, Bismillah Khan was Muslim, but he was that kind of devout Muslim like Bismillah Khan. So he can easily play the Shehnai at the very early morning at the Kashi Vishwanath temple, because it is very that kind of thing is that we know everyone, but he was very good person. So here Shekhar Gupta says, when partition happened, didn't you and your family think of moving to Pakistan? So here Shekhar Gupta was asked to Bismillah Khan when partition was there, our country, when India-Pakistan partition was there, before independence, before we got the independence, it is the conversation before that. So when partition happened, didn't you and your family think of moving to Pakistan? So Shekhar Gupta asked him that didn't you think that you should or you move to Pakistan from India to Pakistan? So Bismillah Khan answered, God God forbid me leave Banaras. Never. I went to Pakistan once. I crossed the border just to say I have been to Pakistan. I was there for about an hour. I said namaskar to the Pakistanis and salam alaikum to the Indians. I had a good laugh. So here how the character Bismillah Khan was. It was fantastic. So and in his answer what did he say? That leave Banaras, because if he will move from India to Pakistan, so he has to leave his Banaras, his holy river Ganga. So he shocked that me leave Banaras, how it possible? Never. I went to Pakistan. So he here informed us that once he went to Pakistan, I crossed the border, whatever we have the border between India and Pakistan, he crossed the border just to say I have been to Pakistan. He wanted to say something to Pakistan. He was there for about an hour. Just for an hour he was there. I said namaskar to the Pakistanis. He said namaskar to the Pakistanis and salam alaikum to the Indians. I had a good laugh. So whenever he was there, means he was at Pakistan, in the Pakistan for an hour, he told us namaskar, and when he was, I said namaskar to the Pakistan. He said namaskar to the Pakistan, and from Pakistan he told us salam alaikum. So here he was, how his personality was there, right? His love for our own country, his love for Hindustan, we can see in this unit. Ustad Bismillah Khan passed away on 21st August 2006 at the age of 90 after a prolonged illness. He got that kind of illness, but he passed away at the age of 90. He was given a stage funeral, and the government of India declared one day of national mourning because he was the proud of our nation. That's why. So students, here we are going to end up our this story, the Shehnai of Bismillah Khan, how his love for Shehnai as well as how his love for our country, Hindustan, India. So we should, at the conclusion, we come to know that we should know our own culture, and we have to follow our whatever culture we have, whatever culture we have. So students, we are going to end up our today's lecture as well. So if you have any query, you all are free to ask me. Thank you.